Hey, Ryan, guess what? We're winners. We won the lottery. And our prize is we get to go to the play.
Another punt, Ryan. We know something interesting is always going to
Low
happen on a
snap.
punt.
He gets the ball
Always.
away.
And even though it was a bad snap,
And
gets off a
Cruz will
good
take
punt.
it. And he tried. He
Oh,
didn't
we
call
got a
for a
hit
fair
there.
catch.
We
The
got a
ball's
ball
loose.
loose.
Picked up.
It's going
And
around.
here
And
goes
wait a second, Ryan.
Mountain
That
View.
doesn't look right. We
A
have
scoop and score for
R, or I'm
Mountain
sorry,
View.
K,
Touchdown Mountain
returning
Lions.
that
Cody
or
Halpin.
advancing that.
Yeah. So this play comes to us from the great state of Arizona. Always amazed. High school kickers do a good job with bad
Oh,
snaps.
that's a good boot
Yeah.
too. A good leg
Yeah.
on that player.
So, Ryan, what do we see from the data we have? What do we see that's wrong with this play?
Well, the first off, the most glaring thing is that R never possesses this kick. Thus, K can't advance it. So, regardless of what else we might have there, kick catch interference, things of that nature, the fact that K is advancing this is concerning to me.
Yes, that is concerning. It's concerning to me too. So in high school football, you can't advance. K cannot advance a kick. They can recover it, but they can't advance it. And so what we have is a muff by R. K is more with they can definitely fall on it and be their ball, but they can't advance it. So R needs to possess the kick or possess the ball. Then the kick's over. Then if they lose it, K can pick the ball up and return it. I don't think we saw that in this play. I don't think it looks like R ever had possession. Even if we slow it down, it doesn't look like R had possession. So this was a muff, and so the ball should have been dead once K possessed it.
Yeah, and even if you thought maybe the R player that was on the ground possessed it, if he possesses it on the ground, the play's over there too. So no part about this is making a lot of sense with the data that we have. Again, we're not on the field. There might be things that we're not privy to, but with everything that's out in front of us, something doesn't sit right with this one.
Now, one of the things that helps me, or first of all, let me back up. I think it's important that you know the rules that are more pertinent to your position, right? And so, like wings, especially wings on the line of scrimmage, need to know your illegal shifts, your false starts. They need to know your illegal motions. They need to know those rules very well. And I think if you're covering punts in our state of Washington, we do 5-man. That's the back judge. The back judge needs to know all the rules pertaining to punts, inside and out. And so they need to know you can't advance a muff. K can recover it, but the play is dead. And the one thing that helps me, because I can't remember things very well, especially numbers, but one thing that helps me is knowing the why. And I think the why here is the reason why you can't advance a muff, the reason why the rules book says you can't do this is cheap touchdowns. No cheap touchdowns. And this was a cheap touchdown because, once K got it, it was 6. There's nobody there to stop K. So that helps me remember, hey, you can't advance the muff. Why? Because the rules book says no cheap touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's interesting. And Ryan, I think you may have another clip to show us a little bit about sort of what happened after this play. Is that correct?
I do. Thank you. It's almost like we rehearsed this. I want to show what happens. There's a shot here. Let's go to the video. So we'll see it replayed again. And again, I just don't see K having possession of this ball. I'm sorry, R having possession of this ball. So it should have been ruled dead once K possessed it, once White possessed it. And that might be that action on the tackler might be something, but I don't think it is. I don't think it rises. But watch here as this camera person pans to the white hat, almost like saying, "You're going to do something, right? You're going to overturn this, right? You're going to do something." Now, that is, of course, me reading into this because having seen a lot of high school video, most camera people haven't never seen a football game before. So I doubt the camera person was thinking that. Ryan, have you ever had that feeling though? Like something happens and you're running down to do the try and you're thinking, I hope we got that right. I
I,
wonder what happened, and I wonder if we got that right.
And to that end, Ryan, what I'd recommend is if you're a varsity official, if it's your first year or if it's your 50th year, if something doesn't seem right, let's get a quick conversation about it. Let's get a quick conversation about what we had. It's really, that's a very impactful play to get wrong. And so it's really important we get right. I'm not saying we need to be sitting there debating it. The conversation should be quick, easy. Did R have a possession so that K can advance it? Oh yeah, I ruled that R had possession. Okay, great. I can then explain that to the coach. We can, move from there. But having those quick conversations, I think, is really important in a situation like this. Do not be intimidated by if you are an official and you're working with people more experienced than you. Do not be intimidated. If something doesn't seem right, let's have a conversation because people can make mistakes. They can not have all the information that you had and what you saw in the play. And so it's really important you have those conversations in a play like this. Yeah, I've absolutely had plays where there's an initial ruling or initial sort of penalty enforcement and we go, wait, that doesn't seem right. And when I white hat, I'd rather have the wing quickly come in and say, hey, is this what we have? Okay, that's what we have. Good. Or hey, did we make sure that X, Y, and Z happened in play? Yep, it did. Okay, great. I would rather have that and us take that 5 seconds than get something wrong.
Well said. And just to reiterate or to point something out, the white hat on a punt is like can be 50 yards from this action, right? And so the white hat has other responsibilities such as the punter. There might be opponents nearby that the white hat needs to focus on, and it's not focusing on the action. So when he's running down there, he's like, huh, K scored a touchdown. And I'm not saying this to say, oh, well, I am the end all and be all in officiating and I don't make mistakes and everybody else does. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I just think it's human nature that goes through your head. Also, with the shortage of officials, we're having a lot of officials working varsity games that don't have a lot of experience because our numbers are forcing us to do that. And you mentioned those quick conversations. If I could share a quick story with you, this was not a new official. This was a veteran, and a play like this happened.
Or possess the ball. Are you
Kay did return the ball, but the back judge came back, who was in our state. That's the back judge is back there with the punt returner. Came back and said, "Yeah, he didn't have possession. That we need to go back to where it was recovered." And I said to the back judge, "So when did you realize?" What did you realize that he couldn't return it? He goes, oh, about the 20-yard line going towards the end zone. He just had a moment. He just forgot basically. A veteran, very good official, a playoff official. It slipped his mind. So when I say that, you're thinking, huh, I wonder what happened. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus or anything like that. It's just sometimes older officials forget things, newer officials haven't experienced it yet, and things are weird and there's stress and there's pressure and who knows what's going on during a game. Things happen. So that's what I mean. And when I saw that video of that white hat walking down, that's kind of what came to my head.
Speaking of crew dynamics, Ryan, I'd love to hear in the comments what people think, in that situation, if you're one of the wings and you see that play and you're very confident that, R never possessed the ball, are you blowing that dead or are you deferring to the person and letting the play sort of go out? I think it's an interesting conversation. And my answer would be, it depends. If I am working with a back judge and it's their, third varsity game as a back judge and I'm a wing and I see that, I'm probably blowing that. Now, if I'm working with, a back judge that I've been working with, my entire time in the association who's gone, on to state playoffs, I might give them a little more grace and say, I bet they saw something I didn't. I'm still having that conversation though, regardless of how old they are, not how old they are, how long they've been doing this. But regardless of how long they've been doing this, I'm still having that conversation. But am I, as a wing, blowing it dead in that situation? Depends on the crew dynamics, and that's why it's important to sort of, if you are, a more veteran official, sort of know people's strengths, weaknesses, and how you can help out because in the end, it's not stepping on toes, it's helping somebody out. If we have a long quote unquote touchdown return that's not a touchdown return, and then there's another penalty, somebody gets hurt. all these things that could have been avoided if we had rightly killed that play. That's obviously something we want to avoid. So I think in the comments, let me know if you're a wing there. Are you blowing that dead, or are you deferring to the back judge in that situation?
And then cleaning it up after, having that
Correct.
conversation afterwards,
and then cleaning it up after. Yeah, I think that regardless, you need to have that conversation when things just don't look like that.
And I'm really glad you brought up that point, and that's was very salient to bring up that point of having those conversations. Hey, did K, or did I keep getting K and R mixed up?
I did the same thing, Ryan, so don't feel bad.
Yeah. So I feel like my grandmother trying to get her sons and my name correct. But did R possess that ball? Asking that because we want to get that call right? No cheap touchdowns, but also what if it happens again to the other team? And what if we get that one right and that one wrong? You're right. We talk about it at halftime and so we want to. You're right. Those conversations can really help with that. If you're going to let it play out, have that conversation at the end.
Does anybody have kick catch interference on that too? Let us know below.
We didn't really talk about that one. That's another good talking point. KCI there on that kick. So so you got the KCI. Let us know if you're blowing your whistle if you're the wing. And I guess what do you think, or what's your experience with muffs? I told a story. If you've got a story similar to mine, let us hear it. Please put it in the comment section below. We have the best commenters in the business, so we want to hear from you. So please share your opinion down below. Ryan, thanks a lot. Great stuff as always. Thank you for joining us, and we'll leave you with the 5th down.
Coach told us to say hi to you. Get well. We're praying for you, buddy. It is great to have you on board. Thumbs up. And I hope that things are much better for you in a couple weeks.
And that young man down there will be your halftime guest, right?
Got a halftime kid. He's excited. I think I could probably show him my autograph. What do you think?
Bet you could.